Welcome back. There's nothing like heading home for the holidays, and that's exactly where Mattea and I went back up to New Prague and visited 2 If by Sea.
Owner of 2 If by Sea, Austin, talked to Jackson and I about the conceal and carry process and what it takes to pass a class and have the ability to conceal and carry here in Minnesota. Take a look.
Hey everybody, we're back in New Prague with 2 If by Sea Tactical, and today the owner, Austin, is going to take us through the conceal and carry class that he offers here, and yeah, you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. Let's dive in.
Let's get to it.
So here at 2 If by Sea, whether it's the conceal carry class or our other classes, we're always talking about firearm safety. And there's 4 universal rules that you should always follow when it comes to firearm safety. But the first thing I like to highlight is something that Colonel Jeff Cooper said, which is safety is between your ears, not something you hold in your hands, meaning it's always top of mind. It's not something that we're ever going to let our guard down on. So when it comes to the 4 universal rules of firearm safety, number 1, we treat all these things as if they're loaded. It doesn't matter if it comes from the manufacturer Glock or if we get it shipped to us from an individual. You'd be surprised how many times we get loaded firearms shipped to us. We always treat them as if they're loaded. Number 2, we never point the muzzle at anything we're not willing to destroy. We use the term destroy very specifically because it will destroy your life and whatever it is pointed at. This is true in a good shoot and a bad shoot. You'll never be the same. Number 3, your finger should always remain off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And number 4, identify your target and beyond. We want to make sure that you understand what you're shooting at and what is behind it. It's that last part because you are liable for where your bullet goes and where it ends up. Next, we talk about the differences between Minnesota and the surrounding states when it comes to our laws for conceal and carry. So first off, just because our state recognizes it as a castle doctrine state, sort of in written law, does not mean that that's how it's held. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Wisconsin, Iowa, and the Dakotas around us are true castle doctrine states. This means private property defense. We do not have that here in Minnesota. What we have is defense of the individual within your home. Your home, described as an abode where you lay your head that night, something you own. So yes, this could be a cabin, this could be your home. It's not an outbuilding like a barn or anything like this. We're talking about the place where your bed is. You do not have the duty to retreat there. You can, for lack of a better word, stand your ground in your home, but you're defending yourself. You're not defending your dog or your TV. That is the major difference between us and the states around us. When it comes to outside the home defense, a little bit different. So outside the home, we have a duty to retreat. You sometimes hear stand your ground laws. That is not what we have here in Minnesota. We have to attempt to get out of that situation before we can use deadly force. And we must demonstrate that we were in fear of great bodily harm or death after, and we tried to retreat before we used deadly force. If you do not do those things, then you do not have a good case for self-defense in this state. So when it comes to outside the home defense, we do encourage verbal warnings. As you're backing up, backing away from whatever that identified threat is, keep your eyes on it. Don't turn your back to the threat because that's where danger enters for you. Always give verbal warnings. Be like, hey, I don't want to do this. I am armed. Please get away from me. Build a 40-foot bubble around yourself. You should have your decisions made by the time that 40-foot bubble is broken. And the reason why is the average holster draw is about 3 seconds, and it takes an average human about 1.6 seconds to close 20 feet. So you're building enough time for your holster draw, but you do want to be backing away from whatever that threat is, saying, hey, I don't want to do this. I'm not participating in this. If you do that, that helps build on your self-defense case outside the home. So where is my permit good? That's a great question. We get it all the time here at 2 If by Sea. We're recognized in about 32-ish states. This does fluctuate depending on the year. Right now, about 31, 32 states. The Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act that is in Congress could theoretically make it, approved in all 50 states. But as of right now, we're about 31, 32 states. And that's just because a lot of states have chosen to go constitutional carry. So they recognize all permits regardless of where you come from. And that has greatly benefited us here in Minnesota. When it comes to the states around us, the Dakotas, Iowa, Wisconsin, they recognize our permit, so you're fine if you're traveling there. I always bring up this USCCA Concealed Carry Reciprocity map. It's free to download on your phone. I would highly encourage you to do it, so that will keep you out of trouble as you travel with your firearm.